Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. This morning we are getting you ready for Lamb Fest, which is happening this weekend at the Shore Park Food Hub. Inside your spotlight on Now.
And Tadco is inviting patrons to come and taste the difference this Sunday as they host their second Lamb Fest. Joining us this morning in studio is Kevlon Dillon, president of the Tobago Integrated Livestock Association, and no stranger to the Now Morning Show, Dr. Paul Krooks, veterinary officer of the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. One can only imagine how busy both of you are in preparation for Lamb Fest happening this weekend. But before we get into the details of that, Kevlon, let's start with you this morning. Can you share a little bit behind the Tobago Integrated Livestock Association?
Sure. Good morning again, and good morning to all visitors and listeners. The Tobago Integrated Livestock Association was founded in 2021, October 2021. It's an association that is interested in the advancement of the livestock sector through information and technology, right? We have a personal dedication towards the business development of our farmers, and even if you are not a part of the association, we seek your interest as well.
Wonderful. And what role does the Livestock Association play in the upcoming Lamb Fest this weekend?
Okay, so the Lamb Fest idea actually stemmed from the Tobago Integrated Livestock Association. We would have reached out to the division and Tadco to be partners with us, to be collaborators with us, and from there it's history, we can see.
Perfect segue to bring Dr. Krooks into the conversation. Good morning again, Dr. Krooks, and welcome. Now, as Kevlon would have just mentioned, of course, the division also is partnering with the Livestock Association. So can you walk us through the process as to what brought us to where we are today to enjoy the second annual one?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me as well, TTT. Okay, so when the idea came to me as a member of the World Food Day Steering Committee for the World Food Day series of events here in Tobago, we thought it would be a wonderful idea to incorporate the Lamb Fest into our World Food Day series of events that would allow us to work alongside members of the livestock sector to really push the livestock sector forward. Now, in the past, we've had livestock competitions. There was a recent Agri Expo in Trinidad where there were livestock competitions as well. The thing about livestock competitions is generally you're looking at a very small segment of the farming industry or the livestock farmers who can participate. This Lamb Fest allows farmers who have sometimes the best purebred animals as well as crossbred animals that have hybrid vigor and are best for the market. Those animals that are not normally captured in livestock competitions are allowed to participate in this Lamb Fest. So here you have an opportunity for more farmers to participate and for us to really push that lamb is something that should be consumed in Tobago by Tobagonians, and also to pay the farmers the commensurate fees for the lamb that they produce. So it was a perfectly synergistic opportunity for the Division of Food Security through the Tobago Agribusiness Development Company and in collaboration with the Tobago Integrated Livestock Association. So when that opportunity arose, we ran with it. We came up with a proposal, justifications, everything, and thankfully last year's Lamb Fest was a huge success, and we hope that this year's is even bigger.
Oh, you just mentioned, Dr. Krooks, a huge success, and as we know, this is the second one. So what was the reception like for the first one, Kevlon, and what changes did you see needed to be made for the second one, if any at all?
Right, so a lot of persons were very interested. The first time ever we had a lamb fest that promoted the use of lamb meat and mutton on the island, because Tobago is an island that don't generally use the meat as much as Trinidad, right? A lot of butchers would come from Trinidad just to purchase the animals. So Tobagonians were very interested to see that we actually promoting to create that space and capacity here in Tobago. A lot of persons loved the idea and they wanted to see growth in another level, take it to scale, right? Even persons from Trinidad, corporations, organizations reached out to me telling me that, this is a very good idea. They will try to do a spin-off in Trinidad and stuff, right? Things we have seen that needs to be changed, need more meat. Because one of the things that happened last year is that all the caterers were sold out in a very short period of time. Food would have started to be served around 11 a.m. and by 1 p.m., all caterers were sold out. So we saw the the room for growth. We saw that we needed to increase our volume if we wanted the second annual Plant Fest to be a greater success.
I mean, something that you just shared there, Kevlon, that the fact that 11 a.m. food is being served and by 1 o'clock it's almost done definitely is giving us the push that we need to be there on time for this event, which is happening for 2 days, which is great. One of the things, though, that we definitely need to know, given what you would have just shared with the amended schedule, let's say, or not intentionally amended, but of course, given the demand, the amended schedule, is what time should we get there and what can we look forward to? What is the structure of the day, Dr. Krooks?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to remind everyone this is part of the World Food Day series of events. So we have a number of activities happening from the division side. And on today, we have the Hope Farm Open Day. So we're encouraging people to go to Hope Farm. There are a number of activities happening there. On November 29th, we have the Women in Agriculture and Natural Resources Expo happening. So again, that's at the Shore Park Food Hub. So that's the real hub of activities for World Food Day. And this year's Lamb Fest will be at the Shore Park Food Hub on Sunday, November 24th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This year we have more caterers and each of those caterers has invested more in the purchase of lamb so that we'll have more food, but we also have activities to keep people there longer. We have live entertainment, we have cultural presentations, we have bands. We're working with the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute to do competitions, including a pepper lamb eating competition similar to Hot Ones on YouTube for members of the public. So we expect that people will not only come to buy food and just bounce after church on a Sunday. They'll come and they buy food and they stay and they lime and they play and they enjoy fellowship with Tobagonians on the whole.
Definitely. I love what you just said there. You know, you go to church, you come, you get your food and you bounce. But we see that, of course, one of the things that you have ensured, the team, of course, has ensured, is that there are many things to keep you entertained. I see there are going to be competitions, craft vendors as well. Can we get a little bit more information on that?
Absolutely. So besides the games that we'll have a kids corner. So there'll be a bouncy castle, face painting, so the children can be entertained as well as the adults. We have a non-alcoholic bar through the Tobago Integrated Livestock Association, and we have a number of vendors. As with other World Food Day activities, we are not just looking at having caterers present, and yes, they will be present, and yes, there will be meals and samples, smaller size cups and so on available of various different preparations of lamb. It was all focused to really try to present lamb in many, many different ways. But also you have vendors who are selling things like agro-processed products. You have soaps, candles, honey, a variety of stuff will be on sale for all categories in whatever demographic you may fall into. There is something there for you.
Something that everybody, of course, can come and enjoy at some point in time. Just want to go back to something that was mentioned earlier, Kevlon. One of the things that we spoke of and you mentioned is the fact that you even saw butchers coming across from Trinidad to get their lamb, and that you do not necessarily see that high rate of interest, for want of a best expression, in lamb in Tobago. From the last year's Lamb Fest to now, have you seen in your experience an increase in the interest and even the sale of lamb itself?
Yes, definitely. For one, farmers in Tobago are getting a premium for the animals through the division. right? That's $25 a pound. And a lot of farmers have held back their animals from the butchers just to be a part of the land fest because from the butchers, farmers don't get value, right? It's unsustainable. The prices they want to purchase the animals for us. So a lot of farmers are fed up and frustrated because this is stifling the industry, right? So even besides the farmers, there are a lot of caterers, in fact, have been asking for the meat after the first lamb fest, right? So I know that will be on point at the food hub selling meat. So we look forward for all patrons to come out and purchase meat as well.
One of the things we'll also look forward to, of course, will be possibly the third iteration of Lamb Fest. So, Dr. Krooks, I want to bring you back into the conversation. We see a lot of festivals happening in Tobago, particularly, especially around food recently. As of right now, we know that we do see a few people coming in from abroad, but not necessarily on a large scale. Do you think this is something that we will see evolve over time? And is that an intention with the division to grow this to be some source of tourism revenue?
Absolutely. It is our intention to grow the Lamb Fest. We, in our discussions at the planning committee meetings, we have plans that are 5-10 years down the road. Our intention is to make this a real celebration of food, of the livestock sector, of lamb, that pulls people in from all over the world. We hope to be able to incorporate many different cultural aspects, and we hope to continue to expand it and grow it. So we have very, very solid long-term plans to really grow this thing. But the important part is that we support the livestock sector in that push towards developing, growing, being able to support such initiatives going forward. And in fact, in the division, we have Mr. Keith George's small ruminant development project that we hope to be able to increase the number of breeding animals on the island, sheep and goats, to really revitalize the sector. So they're working hand in hand there. And then, of course, comes the promotion and these types of festivals.
It's something that we can look forward to, of course, as the years go on. Now, before we close, I have to ask both of you, Dr. Krooks, we're going to start with you. What is one dish you would recommend that anybody who's coming tries at Lamb Fest 2024?
Oh boy, what I want to try is they're doing whole roasted lambs. So I really want to try that. So that's my first thing to try. I don't know how much I like it, but I'm going to try it.
And Kevlon, what about you?
For me, it would be the lamb doubles. It was a hot seller last year, and a lot of patrons are interested in the lamb doubles. So I invite everyone to come out and partake in it.
Listen, there is definitely something for everybody at Lamb Fest 2024. Dr. Krooks, Kevlon, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it. And I know that you're both going to enjoy the event on Sunday and definitely just have a great time and a great meal.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.